Good Monday morning, class. Dr. Geiger here, and we are on week 10. Congratulations on getting through your midterm. The scores for those are posted. The class did well as a whole, and I know there are challenges to taking an exam online. May have been the first time for some of you. Others, I'm sure it wasn't, but overall, I felt like the class did a good job with the exam. So this week, behavior change journal as usual, and also a discussion board. So the discussion board post for this week is really a very fascinating article, which relates back to some of the issues that we talked about with the coroner medical examiner issues in a previous discussion board. So I'm going to have you read the article and then listen to a radio clip. And once again, you will be posting your own post without looking at everyone else's post. So just want to give you a heads up on that you'll need to do that reading. But I really think it's a fascinating read, so I don't think it'll be too much of a burden for you. And make sure, please, in your posts that you give enough detail and go into enough depth that I can tell that you read the article in full. It's pretty easy to tell when someone's just picking out specific details from an article or a paper and doesn't have the holistic concept clearly in their mind. So if you go ahead and read the whole thing, you should be fine. All right. I have another article in addition to the chapter reading, which is posted both on your syllabus schedule as well as in the content folder. And that's an MMWR, a Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report, which if you're not familiar with, you should become familiar with, especially if you're a public health major. You're going to be going into a public health field. MMWRs are a CDC publication. I actually have one from a couple years ago, but they're a very highly regarded CDC publication that comes out weekly, and they're on typically on like the most pertinent or most current or sort of interesting, hot, new topics. Not all of them. I mean, sometimes it'll be like a multi-state or a national analysis of something that kind of pulls different data together to give a full picture of an issue. But this MMWR is a publication on evaluation of public health programs, and I think it's just a great resource. This is one that I would hold on to if I were you. It fits really well with your chapter for this week. Please get focused on your paper. We do not have an outline due, a draft due, an intro section due. Your paper is due when it's due, week 15, Friday of week 15, right? So I would start now. I would get a writing center appointment now. I would get an outline done this week. You're still going to be continuing to journal, but you can get your background done. You need to be getting academic articles. You need to make sure that you have, you might find an academic article that you want to use, and you maybe have to request it. Maybe NIU doesn't have it, and you have to wait a few days for it to arrive. So get going on that stuff. Just force yourself to get going on it now, because if it gets to the due date and it's not done, or you don't have this or that, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do because it's at the end of the semester. It's very tight for me to get all those graded by the time I have to submit grades. So start asking questions now. Again, get a writing center appointment now, because as I've mentioned, the writing center gets very busy at the end of the semester. And from what I've heard the last couple of semesters, they've had funding cut just like all other areas pretty much of the university, and have had some reduced resources. I had one student who was not able to get an appointment. I think that's all I've got for you this week. Congrats on getting more than halfway through the course. Oh, the other thing, oh no, I already said that article. Okay. So yeah, we're really trucking through the course, and you'll have Thanksgiving week completely off because you'll be kind of done journaling by that point, and you will have time then to work on your paper, I'm hoping. But then you've got Thanksgiving and all that family stuff thrown in there and everything. So also just don't wait until that week, okay? Let me know if you've got questions, and I'll see you online. Thanks.